Tenants in new Greenpoint buildings like this one say they're tired of the shoddy maintenance and craftsmanship in their apartments. And everyone in the community seems fed up with stalled construction sites.
Maybe when they're looking to sell them as condos, they'll finish up everything, but for the short term, this is the building that we live in.
Diane Foley's apartment was never properly finished. When the housing bubble burst, she says her landlord stopped with the finishing touches. She and her boyfriend rent in one of the many new buildings that were constructed thanks to land use rezoning in 2005. For now, the pair cope with utilities that don't work, exposed wiring, and even trash left behind from workers. Her building and others have caused controversy in the area.
I think it's tragic. Even though I actually have done the developments, I own some of the developments. I built elevators for these developments and do a lot of work for the developments. I think that the development policies of the Bloomberg administration have been tragic for the city.
I've been into several of these buildings and I've seen the interiors, and that's very disappointing because, again, the tradesmanship is very poor.
Take Dai Conjo. She's living temporarily in a new Carl Fisher building on McCarran Park.
There's so many details that are just not carefully tended to in choice of materials and finishes and details, the way things are, put together. So I think that's why I resent the hasty fabrication of all these buildings, because I don't think they're thinking it through.
Others are more concerned about the safety and aesthetic problems that arise when the new developments aren't even completed. And many stalled sites are scattered around Greenpoint. Heather Letskis, a blogger who runs at greenpointblog.com, is outraged at David Yaski's proposal to reward builders for properly maintaining sites, even if construction is not moving forward in a timely fashion.
As an incentive to the people who operate these sites, extend their building permits if they keep the sites in proper working order, or non-working order. In other words, the fences are kept up, they're kept clean. I have a real problem with that because they should be obeying the law to begin with. We should not be rewarding people for doing what they should already be doing.
Yaski recently articulated this plan to us at a community board meeting in Brooklyn.
The mayor has announced an intention to do something on this, put some money into the acquisition of sites, just a little bit in the context of the whole city. And what we're really going to need is, and we also passed a bill that will make it a little easier for the property owners to go back to the buildings department after a project's been stalled and get it restarted. That's an incentive for banks to lend money to projects that have been stalled and need to be restarted rather than to a new project somewhere else.
Though Yaski says that relief is on the way with regard to stalled construction sites, that's hardly any comfort to renters who are in poorly finished buildings. For the New York City News Service, I'm Carl Gaines.